A Igreja de Jesus Cristo dos Santos dos Últimos Dias teve a presença em Oeiras de líderes mundiais de duas das suas organizações auxiliares do sacerdócio, nomeadamente da primária, para crianças dos 3 aos 12 anos, e a Organização das Moças para as jovens dos 13 aos 18 anos. Esta visita teve como objetivo instruir e edificar as líderes locais no seu importante trabalho de ensinar o Evangelho de Jesus Cristo e pô-lo em prática a tão difíceis grupos etários.
This is a wonderful organization that teaches children, ages 3 through 11, the gospel of Jesus Christ. Very foundational in helping the children learn the gospel. It's the beginning steps. It's the first time perhaps they've had an opportunity to read the Bible and other scriptures to help them learn the stories of Jesus. And it's a challenge, isn't it, to have children become interested in learning the gospel and to also learn about Jesus. But we believe that children are very capable, that they have a desire, a kind of almost an innate or inside desire to really try to be good and try to understand those things. And so as teachers, what we try to do is then just present those teachings in a way that is interesting for them. There are 3 meeting times. A meeting time when the entire family or the congregation gets together. Then they split out into classes, and at that time, then the children are gathered together first as a whole group, ages 3 through 11, and then they go into separate classes based on their age group. So, 3 and 4-year-olds might be grouped together, and then, of course, the older children are grouped together because they learn different. We try to help teach children that they are children of a loving Heavenly Father who loves them, who knows them, is someone who they can pray to and have answers to their prayers. And that's something I think that helps not only young children, but clear through the time that you are a young man or young woman or a grown woman or grown man, to just know that Heavenly Father loves them and that He will answer their prayers is a great value. We hope that they remember it for their entire lives, not only the teachings, but really songs. Songs seem to be a way that I think music has a way of touching our hearts, has a way of teaching the gospel, and has a way of making a connection for the children. So they remember the music, they remember the teachings, they remember the stories, and we hope they remember the teachers as well. The wonderful thing about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and that is you can go into any country all over the world, and you will walk in and have exactly the same experience. All of the primary children will be receiving exactly the same lessons. The culture really is different from country to country, and the adaptation is given for individual teachers, but also for the leaders of the church in that area. They say, for example, I'm here today to help do some training, to help leaders understand how they can take that training and now adapt it for their own particular, for here in Portugal, for here in Lisbon, how you can now use that particular information in that training to help the children here in this country.
Well, the Young Women organization was established in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints originally by the prophet Brigham Young, and he established it for his daughters. At the time, he thought they were becoming a little too worldly. And he called them all in his parlor one night and said, I want you to change. He used the word, I want you to retrench and set your standards high and be leaders in the world. And so from that time on, the Young Women organization has existed. And today we have approximately 500,000 young women all over the world who belong to the Young Women. They're ages 12 to 18. And so we have the opportunity to teach and guide young women during those 6 very critical years in the life of a young woman. Well, I think it's important for young women to be separated from the boys sometime. They also combine with the young men at times for activities and for service projects. But because women have such a specific role, we believe they have a very specific role to play. We also believe that young men have a very specific role to play. I think it's important for them to receive instruction about those things that are critical to their role on the earth at this time. They have a role to nurture and to be mothers. Women are different than men, and so this is a time when we can instruct young women in their womanly ways, and they can receive that instruction from exemplary women. Okay, the instruction includes Sunday lessons on Sunday, which come largely from our scriptures, from the Book of Mormon and the Bible, and then there's additional instruction during activity times. There's typically an activity time held once a week, sometimes once a month, where young women can come. Sometimes they'll gather just with the young women and learn cooking skills or do a service project, and other times they'll gather with the young men and also do service project or even dance, learn social skills. And so we have the opportunity probably to influence the life of a young woman twice a week, maybe 2 hours a week, which isn't a lot, but
can make the difference.
I believe that it can make a difference in the life of a young woman if she has a desire to learn and she comes with a desire to learn. I think that it can make a difference. I see the difference all over the world. What I expect to do from the work here is to learn. I've come here to learn and to express gratitude to the people of Portugal and members of the church specifically for the good things that they're doing. And I've come here to learn what the challenges are, but also how we could assist in helping parents raise a family in this day and age, and what we can do in that effort. Because really, we're not the parents. The parents have the first stewardship for their children, but we can assist parents.
These young women to do these three things, that means you have to do them too.
Quando eu pedir às moças para fazerem estas três coisas, vocês líderes